Hi, my name is Dr. Erin Denil with Rejuvenate Life Chiropractic. I am a chiropractor, hence the chiropractic in the name of my business. I have my nutritional counseling certification through the state of Wisconsin. I have my personal training and my sports nutrition certifications through NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine. I love health and nutrition. I have been an advocate of exercise and nutrition for many years, even prior to my chiropractic experience. So I just love the topics. If you find my videos helpful, please like them and share them, as well as subscribe to my YouTube page. This helps me make more videos for you. If you comment, I will do my best to answer or create a video answering your question for you. So any video suggestions that you might have, by all means, please put it in the comments. Today I'm starting a video series all talking about healthy ways to lose weight. Now, today's specific topic is going to be the pros and cons of the different dieting techniques that are out there and available. Why is this important? It's important because in order for me to tell you all of the things that should be done, it's good that I tell you some of the things that we maybe not so much want to do, or some of the things when you're picking a program that is going to work for you, some of the things to consider about that. So, pros, dieting programs. What I love about people who are ready to start a diet program is that they realize that they have something in their life that they want to change or maintain, and they're willing to actually take steps to do it. So, first step, right? Admitting we have something going on. There's a problem. Second step, actually doing something about it. So if you're watching this, you're likely in that process of getting ready to make some changes, and that is very exciting because that's where we will actually see the results, is when we start taking action, and correct action will make it go even better for people. How many of us, right, have tried many different diet and exercise programs? You feel like you've been through the whole gambit. That's why I'll be going over, helpful hints on pros and cons of many different dieting systems so that people can decide what's best for them and their lifestyle. Most diet and exercise programs are going to increase the fruits and vegetables. This is fantastic. We get less calories with more nutrition, and that's exactly what we want to do. Having our eating be more beneficial, as it's actually providing our body with things that we need to make it work better. We are going to typically see diet and exercise correlate. They're going to go together. So when we increase our exercise, we're going to increase our strength. We need to have, for our muscles and bones, to maintain the strength, we need to have weight-bearing exercises, some sort of resistance training, as well as cardiovascular health. If you have heard that saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. Well, if you don't use your muscles, they shrink, they atrophy. If you don't have weight bearing on your bones, they lose their density. And we see things like osteopenia and osteoporosis more readily. So we have to have, astronauts that don't have gravity, right? They lose that bone mass. We have to have gravity and impact with, body weight and standing exercises. We will see increased cardiovascular health through exercise, as well as we can see cardiovascular health through different nutritional changes. We will see more people making and preparing their own food. This is fantastic. Then there will be less preservatives and other junk in food. So overall health of food coming in with most diet and exercise programs tends to be better. We will increase our water intake. So as far as the recommendations for the amount of water, the best thing is going to be to take your body weight, let's say it's 180 pounds, divide that by 2, that would be 90 pounds. 90 pounds should equate to 90 ounces of water that someone who's 180 pounds should consume. So you convert it basically to ounces. If you're 100 or 200 pounds, it's 200 ounces divided by 200 ounces of water is what you should be consuming each day. Now, what are some of the cons about all these different diet and exercise programs out there? Well, first, let me say this. You will hear this phrase over and over again. There is no magic cure, no pill, potion, or lotion that is going to take and do hard work for you. I'm sorry to tell you this, that is just not the way that anything in life happens. There is no freebie. Now, there's a system, there's different almost tricks, but it's more knowledge. Okay, there's more knowledge that we can have that can make processes go faster. But there is nothing that's going to be just this magic pill, potion, or lotion that's just going to solve all your problems. It doesn't happen. Healing is mind, body, spirit. Our emotions affect us. Our physical or lack of physical activity affects us. The things that we put into or onto our body, the things we clean with, all of this affects us. I actually have a book that I am in the process of editing and getting published that will go over a lot of those different things as well. So I will continue to update everybody on YouTube and Facebook and my website, rejuvenatelifechiro.com, for more information on those topics. So some of the cons of all these dieting programs. They don't necessarily take into effect what we're going to have on blood sugar as well as insulin. So there's something called an insulin index or insulin resistance, two different terms, but they don't always consider that as a factor in losing weight. And our body likes to stay at a set point, and we need to change basically how much insulin we have in the body in order to lose weight. We will typically see a lack of nutrients just because of the food choices that people are making, especially if they're only concerned with something like calories in and calories out. Or they might say, oh, well, a piece of white bread is less calories than a piece of whole wheat bread. And they're going with calories versus nutrition. We will still see people consuming pro-inflammatory foods or oils, especially in salad dressings is one example, that are just not healthy for the body and won't actually provide a health benefit. So even though somebody might prepare this beautiful salad, if they're putting a lot of the store processed dressings on it, they may actually be increasing inflammation. When we increase inflammation, we hold on to all of this water, and then we are puffy and swollen, and our clothes don't fit right, and then we're heavier on the scale as well. Leaky gut. I will do more videos on leaky gut specifically, and in my book I do talk about leaky gut extensively. Leaky gut is huge in overall health and well-being. So there are some diet programs that we might lose weight, but we might not fix what's causing overall systemic inflammation in the body, as well as its link to autoimmune disorders. We will see people on diets using more artificial sweeteners, and these are not good for the body. I will go into that in a future video. Snacking. Many diets will not give any kind of recommendations for snacking or number of meals or when to eat or when not to eat. So we'll go over that as well. People overestimate the amount of exercise that they do, the amount of calories burned, or they say, oh, I worked out today, I can eat that dessert. Oh, I worked out today, I can do this, I can do that. Okay, I can splurge. The whole point of adding exercise in is to create somewhat of a calorie deficit. If we could just consume that with eating a couple pieces of candy, we've lost the effects of that exercise overall on a calorie in, calorie out process. Many people have food sensitivities because of these things called leaky gut, and the diet programs don't account for what those food sensitivities do to the body. Once people start losing weight and they're at the weight goal and they've reached their goal, what they want to do, then they just kind of stop. They stop everything that was working for them because they were just dieting, right? They were just trying to get to this goal. Maintaining and dieting are two different things, so we still have to have some process in place to make sure that we're not going to just gain that weight right back. Most people do regain that lost weight very quickly. Long-term lifestyle modifications are not typically accounted for. People think, oh, I'm going to do this for a short period of time. I'm going to, look good for my 20-year reunion coming up. I'm going to look good for my vacation or my, summer in a bathing suit. And then they forget about the winter. We actually typically gain 1 to 2 pounds each winter. And that's how over a 20-year period of time, we can gain 20 to 40 pounds of unexpected weight gain just because we never pull that weight off then in the summer. There's a lot of people who lack a support system. This is really important because whenever we're trying to make changes, if we have a spouse that's not on board with us and they're bringing all this junk food into the house when we're trying to make a change to eating healthier, it's just a bigger temptation. If someone doesn't have a workout buddy and that would be helpful for them, getting that support and that accountability partner or that accountability doctor is a fantastic way to just, keep on track and have someone helping to monitor that progress. Most people, when they're getting ready to make all of these changes for diet, exercise, lifestyle, they are like, whew, gung-ho. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now. Let's get to the gym every single day. And then they feel totally awful, totally sore, not able to really do anything because they've overdone it. Or they've restricted so much right within that first week and they give up prematurely just because they haven't set the right kind of system in place for making a more gradual change. This is a marathon, it's not a sprint. We have to have some endurance in this. Many people have misconceptions of what health foods really are. And they think, oh, I'm having an artificial sweetener. I'm not having the calories. This is good for me. We'll talk extensively about that as well. That's not the case. However, we have these misconceptions. Oh, margarine is better than butter. No, butter is better. Okay, butter is much better. Yet we may think certain things just because of what media has told us. We may have thought those things in the past. However, they are not necessarily true for the future with what we have as far as having all the research catch up to all these different types of foods. Many people are very inconsistent in their modifications. They start and stop and start and stop, or make an exception for this or make an exception for that. Some of those exceptions can actually be planned right in to your diet and lifestyle change program. Social pressures. This is a big deal. Social pressures for eating and drinking, especially when we're talking about alcohol consumption, because there's a lot of calories in alcohol. And there's a lot of pressure to eat unhealthily when we are going out. There are options, right, with being able to choose vegetables instead of French fries. Or, again, we plan in a little cheat day. The trick, though, is consistency over time. So for most people, they need to be about 80 to 90% of the time following, a pretty good system, and then they have a little bit of give room during the week where 10 to 20% of the time they're doing better. So these were the pros and cons of most of the dieting programs. I will go specifically into them in different videos, but this gives you an overall better understanding of some things that you're going to want to look out for when you're deciding on a program that's right for you. Again, I'm Dr. Erin Denil with Rejuvenate Life Chiropractic. Please like and share if this video was helpful, as well as subscribe to my YouTube page so you'll know when I have new videos coming out. I will be doing a series on the healthy ways to lose weight, and I will then break it down and go over each of those types of diet and exercise programs and give the pros and cons of those as well. I hope you all have a fabulous day.